I'm really excited to tell you about Pennsylvania's new law on remote online notarization and show you how I got my own will, power of attorney, and healthcare directives signed and officially notarized without ever leaving the house. Coming right up. Hi, this is Andy Sykes with Sykes Elder Law, talking to you today about Act 15, Pennsylvania's new law, which is temporary. It only applies during the current COVID-19 emergency and then for 60 days after. But during that time, it allows people to sign important documents and get them notarized without being in the physical presence of a notary. It's something called remote online notarization. And in this video, I'm going to explain how it works and tell you how I got my own estate planning documents electronically signed and officially notarized right from home. And you'll even see some of that online session so you can get a feel for how that goes. First, a little background. Some documents require a signature that's been notarized. For example, here's my power of attorney. It allows someone else to manage my affairs, pay my bills, authorize medical help, all kinds of vital things if I can't do those things myself because maybe I've been in an accident or developed dementia or for whatever reason. Now, under Pennsylvania law, this document won't be valid unless I have it signed in front of two witnesses and a notary public, and the notary public validates that I really am who I say I am and that I actually signed this power of attorney. So up until now, the law has required me to be in the physical presence of those witnesses and the notary in order for my signature to be notarized. Now, obviously, physical presence is a problem in this current pandemic because of the stay-at-home orders or because people are just not comfortable being exposed to others. And as an elder law attorney, my clients are sometimes in a hospital or nursing home and no one is allowed in. So it can be even impossible to get those vital documents signed if you can't be in someone else's physical presence. So Pennsylvania has a new law, and it's called Act 15, that went into effect on April 20th, 2020. And under that law, there are a number of requirements that must be met before a remote online notarization is valid. For example, the notary has to file an application and be approved by the Pennsylvania Department of State. You can find the steps to becoming approved and a link to the application on the Department of State website. The notary also has to use approved technology to confirm the identity of the signer and then to have the signing itself. So products that you may have heard of like Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, those are not acceptable. You can't just be a notary, get on Skype with somebody, watch them sign the documents and notarize it and have that be acceptable because you have to use the approved technology for that. So instead, the Department of State has a list on its website of approved vendors, and you want to make sure that the vendor is approved for remote online notarization. And on the Sykes Elder Law website, I have a blog post that spells out more of the technical details about how remote online notarization works and has links to Act 15 and to the Department of State website pages. In order to be a signer, like I was, you need to have an email and a computer that has a microphone and a camera. So many laptops have microphones and cameras built in, or you can buy a webcam and add it to your desktop computer. All right, so how I got my documents signed and notarized was that I worked with a notary who was already approved by the Department of State to do the remote online notarization, and she was signed up with one of those approved vendors on that list. Now, I'm an attorney, so I prepared my own estate planning documents and I emailed them to the notary. Then she prepped the documents further so that I could sign them electronically. Now, the notary has to verify that I really am who I say I am, so that technology approved by the Department of State has a way for me to verify my identity. So on the day of the signing, I received an email from the notary with a link to do that identity verification. So I answered some questions online, and they were the type of questions that only I would know the answer to. things like having to do with where I might have lived and people I might be related to, that sort of thing. So once I verified my identity, I joined the online session where I could see the notary and the witnesses, and they could all see each other. And here's what that looked like.
My name is Samantha Payne. I'm a notary public in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We're meeting today, Tuesday, May 12th, 2020, to electronically sign the healthcare directive, power of attorney, and last will for Andrew Sykes. Is everybody here of their own free will?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll start with Andy. Andy, would you look directly into the camera, state your name, your full name, your residential address, and then hold up your ID front and back, to the webcam.
And then at that point in the session, I gave my address, I held up my driver's license, and the technology verifies biometrically that my face is actually the same as the face on my driver's license. And the witnesses did the same thing. So then later on, I gave my approval that my documents get signed with my electronic signature.
So I'm going to hit notarize and sign, and you should be done, and then I will email your documents to you, Andy.
My documents arrived by email, and I'll show you on the screen that this is what my signature looked like, and the witnesses' signatures, and the notarization looked like this, and indicated that it was made by the use of communication technology, which is something that's required by the new law. Again, the new law is temporary during the COVID-19 emergency and for 60 days afterwards, but there is some legislation pending in Pennsylvania that could make it permanent. But for now, this is how we can have people sign legally valid estate planning documents without leaving their house or the hospital, nursing home, or wherever they might be. If you have any thoughts or questions on this, leave a comment below and we'll try to answer as many of those as we can. If you found this information valuable, click the like button, and then that helps others to find this video. We have more content coming out soon, so if you subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get notified when that comes out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.